Hi guys, how's it going? Chris Graham here for We Love Betting, talking Premier League. In my new flat, I've left the old barren kitchen of old and moved 15 minutes down the road in North London to this new, quite nice flat with two lovely Essex girls and a nice New Zealand guy. Anyway, enough of that. I'm sure you didn't care. Three Premier League bets to discuss this weekend, and short-termism is something I hate about football. Player has a bad couple of games, he's rubbish. If a manager has three bad results in a row, sack him. If it can work the other way. If a team win three in a row, they're having such a great season. It's just the culture at the moment is devoid of any sense of long-term or even medium-term thinking, and the only way, apart from getting really annoyed with that, the only way I can sort of deal with that is to take advantage of it. From a betting point of view, which is what we did this weekend, Burnley against Swansea. Swansea are the case in point here. Had a great result last week. Have a great season, to be fair. But had a great result last week against Manchester United when they beat them 2-1 at the Liberty Stadium. Because of that, I think because of that, there is really short this week against Burnley. 19 to 10 best price at Burnley to win this game, for me, is far too short. I really think that if they'd have drawn that game last week or got beaten at home by Manchester United last week, they would have been at the 5-2 mark to win this game. So for me, half a point's been shaved off on the fact they beat Man United at home last week. It's just my opinion, and I have to exploit that, and I will exploit that. I'm going to back Burnley in this game because obviously they're too big, because Swansea are too short. Burnley, of course, is a side that drew with Chelsea last week. Controversial game, albeit, but they got a great draw against Chelsea. True enough, the wins have dried up in recent weeks at home, but they've beaten Southampton, they've drawn with Tottenham at Turf Moor in the last 2.5 months, and crucially have scored 10 of their last 11 home matches in Burnley this season, including exactly two in the last 3 games. So the goals are flowing at Turf Moor for Burnley, that is for sure. Like I say, Swansea deserve huge credit, but they just haven't been as prolific away from home this season. 12 away points this year. They won 3 games out of 12 away points, like I say, which is the same as Sunderland, and just one more than Aston Villa. And of course, 2 weeks ago they lost at the Hawthorns to West Brom. So Swansea, for me, not a brilliant side away from home. Burnley, like I say, always scoring goals at home, and for me, I can get them here at 8 to 9 in the draw no bet market. Well, actually, it's Asian handicap 0, is slightly better price with Bet Victor. Back in Burnley, and 0 in the Asian handicap, 8 to 9, just a touch odds on. I like that a lot. That essentially means you have to lose for me to lose any money at this. If it's a draw, obviously I get my money back, and I'm very confident that I will at least get my money back, because I just can't see Swansea get Burnley and winning. So I'm quite happy with that. Game 2 is a match that there's no statistics backing this up. It's just a hunch. It's just a lovely visceral hunch that I've got, and I'm not going to apologise for that. It's very rare I can down that road, but this is what I feel. Newcastle against Aston Villa, both teams to score in this match for me. 19 to 17 with 888 bet, 88 sport. Why? Well, I think both these sides will be really hurting after last weekend. Newcastle were absolutely humiliated by Man City. They were shambles in that 5-0 defeat last Saturday. It could have been a lot more than that, couldn't it have? Whereas Aston Villa as well, 1-0 up, Sherwood probably feeling pretty good about himself, and then they lose in the last minute to a penalty. A kamikaze tackle by Ron Vlaar late in the game caused a penalty, and of course Victor Moses wasn't who scored that. 2-1, they got beat, and that must have really hurt Sherwood. I'm not a fan of either of these sides. I made that quite clear. I backed both of them to go down. Aston Villa at the start of the season, as you'll be aware if you follow these videos. And Newcastle a month ago at 33 to 1. I don't know what price they are now. I suspect they're probably about the same price, or maybe even a bit bigger, to be fair. But I'm not a huge John Carver fan, and there's a bad vibe about the club. And it's incredibly unlikely. That's why I backed it at 33 to 1, but I have backed them to go down. But I think Carver and Sherwood are the kind of characters who just would not have rested last week because of those results. They would have been tossing and turning every night this week, and just infuriated by that defeat. They will seriously want to win this game on Saturday. I can see both of them getting into the dressing rooms on Saturday afternoon and kicking up all sorts of shit to make sure the players are aware how big this game is, and they're right to do that because it is a big game. A fiery encounter is what I'm expecting. I'm expecting a few goals as well, hopefully thrown in. It's about English, good old-fashioned English grit for the managers. The last 4 Newcastle home games have gone both teams to score. That's where I'm going again. I appreciate Aston Villa couldn't score in a brothel in some senses, but I think they'll score here, and both teams will score. 19-17 is a bet I like. Stoke against Hull is my third bet. I should probably start this preview by saying I've struggled to get Hull right all season. I've backed them many times and never really collected. And I've, to be honest, I've lost patience with them. And again, they're 2 wins in a row, and before that they got a draw against Man City. People are starting to like them again. All these short-term pundits telling us how great our manager Steve Bruce is, and I've always said he is, and I'll still maintain that. But they were saying he was awful a month ago. But anyway, that's by the by. I think Stoke are well deserving of my money. Odds 20-21 in this game. Hull, like I say, in good form at the moment, but crucially just 1 win in the last 15 away games in the Premier League. That's an appalling record, and I can't see that being rectified this weekend. I'm not usually a fan of backing Stoke at short prices. I like backing them at like 5s and 6s against the likes of Arsenal and Man United, but I will get involved here. People have been crabbing their home form this season, but if you dig a wee bit deeper, the last 10 games at the Britannia, they lost to Chelsea, Man City and Burnley, which is their only really bad result in this spell. They've beaten Arsenal, Swansea and Newcastle, and they drew with Man United on New Year's Day there. So for me, it's not bad form at all at home. And there's enough evidence here for me to get stuck into the 20-21 in Stoke to beat Hull. 3 bets this weekend. Burnley off 0 in the Asian handicap against Swansea. I've got both teams to score in Newcastle, Villa, and I've got Stoke to beat Hull. Have a great weekend.